This is Bald and Blind. In the previous episode, we stole from a few different people to complete one of our skilling goals, which was level 20 thieving. We then completed the biohazard quest by cosplaying as a doctor and a priest. Then we bravely confronted King Lathas when we found out the plague of West Ardougne was all a lie. One thing I want to do real quick before getting on with the next quest is updating our NPC list. We already got all the NPCs over here in West Ardougne when we were over there on that part of town. So let's go through all of East Ardougne and add any NPCs that are not on our list. We do have a couple of NPCs in East Ardougne added to our list that we were speaking to during the quests. So let's go through the rest of East Ardougne and add all the other NPCs that are in here so that our NPC list is fully up to date. Alright, I think we got them all. We added another 45 NPCs in the Ardougne area to our list. I do think we need to come up with a new name for this spreadsheet though, because I keep calling it the list or NPC list, but I think we need to come up with an actual name for it, because it does have a lot more than just NPCs on it now. I was thinking the Habibi log, maybe. I also thought Habibi Wiki or Bald Wiki, but I'd rather avoid using the word wiki because we don't use the wiki around here or any help whatsoever, so I just want to avoid there being any confusion about that. So if you have any suggestions for what we should call this list, just feel free to let me know in the comments. And I did find the silk stall that we unlocked the ability to steal from at level 20 thieving. And I think I also found this cake stall that I couldn't find before, because these food shops over here are actually baker's stalls. And I do see a cake over here on the stall, so I think maybe, let me try. Oh god, did I do something wrong? Let's try this other one. Oh, shit, it won't stop. Oh, there we go. That is the cake stall. Nice. And we completed an easy task in the Ardougne area, which I'm guessing has to do with this cake stall. Steal a cake from the Ardougne market stalls. Yep. Oh, and while walking around East Ardougne, I also saw that the general store over here sells papyrus for like 10 coins or something, which was interesting because I've never seen that before, so we added that to our notes too. But anyway, let's go ahead and start our next quest, which is Children of the Sun. No requirements, no recommendations, and it's a pretty new quest actually, released last year. I can start this quest by talking to Alina and Noah in Varrock Square. That's a little bit of a journey from over here, but let's head over there. Here are Alina and Noah, so let's go ahead and speak to them. Our 25th quest, and first quest of the Twilight Emissaries storyline, Children of the Sun. The shining kingdom of Varlamore in the far west has been locked off to outsiders for hundreds of years. A delegation from Varlamore is on their way to Varrock to finally open up the kingdom for travel and trade. Will we be one of the first outsiders to visit the shining kingdom? I'm something of an adventurer myself. What's going on over there? There they are, the Children of the Sun. That's Itzla Arkan, heir to the throne of Varlamore, and there's Servius, the Teoken of Ralos. I don't even know how to pronounce any of these names, but okay. What's Teoken? High Priest. He's the religious leader in Varlamore, okay. What are you doing with that bag? Just delivering some supplies to the guards at the gates? Well, that doesn't look suspicious. Yeah, what's he carrying, a body? You failed to stay hidden from the guard. What? Stay hidden from... Huh? Wait, I'm sorry, what happened? I spotted a guard acting suspicious. I should follow this guard and see what they're up to. Yeah, the guy with the bag. Where'd he go? Should I talk to them again? Maybe? Yeah, there we go. So we need to follow this guard. And I'm guessing we need to be hidden so he doesn't see us. Let's hide here, maybe. Okay, yeah, he keeps turning around to check if anybody's following him. Curiouser and curiouser. We'll just stay hidden behind these buildings. You failed to stay close enough to the guard. What do you mean? I can still see him. How close do I need to be? Okay, let's try again. Okay, so not too close to him and not too far, right? This spot was fine last time. This spot was too far, apparently. So let's try coming over here. Hurry, hurry, hurry. There we go. Oh shoot, can you see us around the corner? Shoo, dog, go away. I don't have time for you. Okay, simple enough. What are you up to in there? You're late. If you're not happy, maybe you should have been the one to steal the uniforms. Uniforms? Do you have everything? I grabbed what I could. You all know the target, get changed quick and be ready to take your positions. Okay, so that guard had some uniforms in his bag. And apparently they're planning on doing something to the delegation, so we should let the sergeant know. Alright, here we are. Where is the sergeant? Oh, there's the sergeant. And he's actually not on our NPC list, so just gonna add him real quick. There are some bandits disguising themselves as guards. I think they're planning to attack the delegation from Varlamore. Yep, surely you can't be serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. That's stupid, but anybody know what movie that quote is from? Better we deal with this now while they're safe in the palace. Do you know how many bandits there are? 4. We can work with that. You get out there and point them out. With them being disguised, you'll need to keep a close eye out for any guard who looks or acts differently than the others. They'll either be here in the square or on the eastern road between the square and the bank. Sounds good. So we need to look for any guard who is acting differently than the rest of the guards. He said not to go too far, just in the square or the road east of the square. Okay, this guy looks kind of funny. What do we do? Mark? Because he's just standing there while everybody's walking around patrolling. Okay, this person over here is walking around patrolling, but she's not wearing a helmet. Every single other person has a helmet. And I'm guessing that's because they were short on some of the gear. The guy said he stole what he could, but didn't have a chance to really grab everything. So I'm gonna mark her also. If they were smart, this suspicious dude standing here should have just given her the helmet, and she would have looked just fine. Let's look for anybody else standing out. Evil Bob. I cannot say no to some free fishing XP, so we will be right back. See you later, idiot. And that's 39 fishing. Very nice. New information available from the fishing tutor south of Lumbridge. Okay, I'm not going to leave in the middle of this quest to go to Lumbridge, but I'm just going to add this to my notes so that when we finish this quest, we can go see what new information this fishing tutor has. Okay, let's continue searching for anybody who looks suspicious. Okay, all the guards are holding swords, but this guy is holding, I don't even know, something. Not a sword though, so we'll mark him. And we said there were 4, so we need 1 more. Okay, I don't know what's going on with this bozo, but just watch for a second. Look, they keep, like, doing this weird thing with their head. So, maybe this person. What are they doing? Do you see that? What is that? So yeah, that's weird. Yeah, you. I don't think I saw anybody else doing that. No, nobody else is doing that with their head. And that's 4. Everybody else looked fine. Are you sure? I definitely recognize at least one of them as one of my guards. Maybe you should try again. Which one did we get wrong? Okay, let's go mark them again. Oh no, they're already marked. We just unmark them. Okay. I'm pretty certain about this guy. I don't think he's supposed to be standing there, but maybe. Let's unmark him because maybe he is supposed to be standing here because his uniform looks good. Actually, no, you know what? He doesn't even have a sword or a shield, so I'm sure he's a bandit. This lady's missing a helmet, so she's a bandit, I would think. And then we had this little head bobbing person. And this guy over here with this wait. Oh. How did I not see this guy? Okay. So this guy is suspicious cuz we have to unmark somebody. Okay, I'm going to unmark this strange head bobbing guard. I don't know what's going on with them, but because I'm guessing it's this guy. I don't think he's supposed to just be standing here doing nothing. All right, let's give that a shot. Good work. Okay, there we go. The bandits are quickly arrested. Perfect. Bandits will be interrogated. If all goes well, we'll get some useful information out of them. We'll use the cell on the palace roof for the interrogations. Prince Itzla? I thought I'd come see what the fuss was all about. You don't mind, do you? No, it's just wonderful. And you, who are you? I'm Bald Habibi, don't you know? Come on. Why don't you and I ask this one a few little questions? You don't mind, do you, Sergeant? Let's interrogate him. Your customs are not familiar to me. What's the preferred method of interrogation in these parts? You're asking me how you should interrogate me? Well, I guess that's polite. We have all sorts of fun methods back in Varlamore. We could give 1 or 2 of them a go if you want. What are your thoughts on chicken? The reason I ask is because one of our preferred methods in Varlamore involves a small amount of fire, and you'd never believe it, but the smell of human flesh, once it gets going, whoa. You're gonna cook me? It would be interesting to know if it tastes like chicken as well. They paid us to attack the delegation. They didn't look to be from around here. I reckon it was one of your lot. The priest was the target. The fear of being cooked will do that to a person. Total rubbish, of course. Imagine burning someone alive. We're much more civilized over in Varlamore. We just cut out their heart while it's still beating instead. I can't tell if you're joking. An assassination attempt on the Tiokan of Ralos. Concerning stuff. Once we've got these papers signed, you will be free to travel to Varlamore for the first time. No more needing explicit permission. You can come and go as you please. And given we have you to thank for stopping this plot, I'd be keen if you join me in Varlamore to continue the investigation. If you do wish to accept my offer, just speak to Regulus Cento outside the eastern gates of the city. So I guess we're gonna head over to Varlamore to continue this investigation and see who's behind this assassination attempt of the priest. Wait, what? Wait, that was it? That was the entire quest? Okay, so quest number 25 complete. And we got a quest point and access to Varlamore. I didn't expect that to be the end of the quest. I thought we were about to go to Varlamore and continue the investigation. But I guess maybe that happens in the sequel to this quest? That quest was extremely short. That might have been the shortest quest we've done. Well, Cook's Assistant was pretty short actually, and so was Sheep Shearer and maybe a couple other ones, I don't know. But yeah, I didn't expect that quest to be that short. I'm curious to see which of these quests is the sequel to that one though, so just give me 1 second. We will sort this by storyline, and it was Twilight something. Twilight Emissaries. Twilight's Promise is the sequel. Okay, so the sequel is an intermediate quest, so it will not be part of Chapter 2. And just to remind you all what our goal for Chapter 2 was in terms of quests, it is to complete all of the novice quests and mini quests. While we're talking about Chapter 2 goals, I might as well give you a refresher on what the rest of our goals are for Chapter 2. One of our other goals was to complete all of the easy tasks in half of the areas. There are 12 areas, so we just need to complete that for 6 of them. We might go ahead and just do all of the easy tasks in every area. We'll see how that goes, but for now the goal is just half of the area. We also had a skills goal, which is to understand all of the skills and train them to level 20. We also had a combat achievements goal, which is to complete at least half of all of the easy combat achievements, and we had a clue scrolls goal, which is to fully complete 20 easy clue scrolls. We've already done more than 20 beginner clue scrolls, but we haven't done any easy ones, and we have not even found an easy clue scroll yet. So once we find our first easy clue scroll, then I guess we'll know a source of getting easy clue scrolls, and then we can get working on that goal. So those are all of our goals for Chapter 2. Alright, our next quest is Client of Kourend, but before we do that, I just want to get another skill out of the way. So let's do crafting maybe. It's already level 16, so might as well get that one to level 20, cross that one out. I think we'll train to 20 crafting by making more leather armor, because that way we can kill cows and actually work on 2 skills at the same time, because we also need to do ranged, because it's not level 20 yet. So we might as well train ranged on the cows to get the leather for training crafting. And we do know that cows drop beginner clue scrolls. We've killed 237 cows and gotten 3 beginner clue scrolls, so we've been getting them at a rate of 1 in 79 cows. And maybe they also drop easy clue scrolls, but they weren't dropping them because we weren't members. So maybe now that we're a member, they'll also drop easy clue scrolls, so we'll see how that goes. So let's get our ranged equipment. We have some bronze arrows and iron arrows. I don't really want to waste iron arrows on cows. I think bronze arrows might be fine. But the archery shop is over here in Varrock, so let's go compare the price of bronze and iron arrows and then we'll decide. Oh, and we actually still have some more training arrows and a training bow, so let's use these actually. And then when we finish them, we'll switch to our other arrows. We don't have legs for our ranged armor yet because we can't craft them yet. Let's head to the archery shop real quick. Okay, bronze arrows cost 1 coin, iron arrows cost 3 coins, so they cost 3 times as much. So bronze arrows have a range strength of +7, iron arrows have +10. I don't really know what type of difference that makes, but we don't really have much money to play with, so I think we'll just buy some more bronze arrows. I don't know how many arrows we need, because every once in a while they do fall on the ground and we can pick them up. Let's just buy 200. Okay, now they're starting to cost 2 coins, so let's switch worlds real quick. Which, if you're wondering, we did learn that prices in the shop increase as their stock decreases in episode 10, I believe, whenever we were buying mind runes. Oh, good thing I remembered. While we're in Lumbridge, let's go talk to the fishing tutor and see what new information he had for us. I'm glad I remembered that. You'll find that you can fish things like tuna and swordfish. These be very good for combat. After that, you will get shark, and if you venture out onto the trawler from Port Khazard, you can then get manta rays or sea turtles. You can also use a fishing potion if you can get your hands on one and just need that little edge. Okay, he didn't really tell us much, but he told us about harpooning tuna and swordfish, which we already know about because we did harpoon some tuna, and that spot in Karamja was just way too far from a bank, so we gave up after 1 inventory. So hopefully now as a member we can find some spots that are closer to a bank. And then he said we'll start getting sharks, and then he said something about going to a trawler in Port Khazard and getting manta rays and sea turtles. Is that anywhere on here though? Oh, here, other 79 and 81 fishing. Wow, from trawler and Tempo Ross. I'm curious, hold on. Port Khazard. Oh, okay, so fishing trawler is a mini game in Port Khazard. Interesting, good to know. Anyway, let's get on with these cows and training ranged and crafting. Level 16 ranged. Oh wow, we already had 88 cow hides in the bank, but I guess we will stick to cows in case these cow hides are not sufficient, and for clue scrolls, so why not? I do wonder if there's a cow pen closer to a bank though. Cow. Okay, can't search cow, and the only indicator of a cow pen that I see is this little dairy cow icon. I don't know if every cow pen has that, because here it has it, and here there are also cows, and it has the dairy cow also. So maybe we'll just use the dairy cow icon and see if there's any of those that are closer to a bank than this one. Okay, there is one here, south of Falador. I don't know if this is closer to the bank than the Lumbridge one. It might be actually. I'm not really sure. I don't understand the point of this zoomed out map over here though, because like when I click Dairy Cow, it only highlights these 2 spots. but there's another one here and another one here. They don't really show up on this thing, so this thing is pretty useless. So I'll just look around the map without that. Okay, there's also one here, but I don't see a bank anywhere. There's this one in Ardougne. I don't think that's closer than the Falador one. There is also this one in Yanil. Also, it's kind of a trek to get all the way over to Yanil. Okay, I may be wrong, but this Falador one, if there are actually cows here, looks like it could be closer to the bank than this Lumbridge one, so I'll just head over there. Okay, thankfully there are cows here, so let's get going. And I think this one actually is closer, because I can basically see the bank from here. 17 range, 18, scroll box beginner. What? I mean, I guess that's a clue scroll, but I was literally just wondering when we were gonna get a clue scroll. Scroll box. So do clue scrolls come in boxes now or something? Yeah, when I examined it, it says contains a beginner clue scroll. Okay, wait a second. The fact that it has a 1 over here now in the corner makes me think that I can actually have multiple clue scrolls now at the same time. Is that right? You know what? I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna keep this in our inventory, and I'm gonna keep killing cows, and if we get that, or whatever that message was that we got before, if we get that again, then I guess I'm wrong, but if we get another scroll box, then that means we can have multiple scroll boxes, which would be pretty awesome. Because if you remember, when we were training on goblins, I had to keep stopping in the middle of training to go do a clue scroll, come back, continue training, stop again when we get another one, just so that we don't miss out on any clue scrolls. So if I can actually have multiple now, that would be fantastic. 19 range. Oh, there we go. We got another scroll box. So I'm guessing we are able to get multiple now. Let's see if we can pick it up. Yep, that is actually pretty amazing. I love that. And we've only killed 50 cows, but already gotten 2 clue scrolls, so we're also getting them at a better rate than before. And there's 20 ranged, but the message went away, and I hate how it goes away when you're in the middle of combat or doing something, so I can't even see what we unlocked. Okay, I see here, we unlocked willow bows, and mithril throne items, and some more ranged armor. It looks like some studded variants, and a coif, and a hard leather shield. Okay. Anyway, with range done, there's another skill off of our list. I hope we have enough cow hides to get to 20 crafting, so let's head to El Kharid and do that. Actually, first, before we do that, I do want to do these clue scrolls, but before I open these boxes, I want to take the scroll box to Arthur the Clue Hunter and see if he can give us more information about this scroll box and tell us more about it. Evil Bob, what's up? And we got 4 uncut rubies. Okay. We haven't done anything with any of the gems that we have, but maybe eventually we'll do something with them. Okay, here's Arthur the Clue Hunter. Let's use this scroll box on him, see if he can give us some more information. What? Nothing interesting happens. Okay, maybe if we talk to him. No, it doesn't look like he has any information about these new scroll boxes. I'm not sure why. So, anyway, let's open this scroll box. Yep, clue scroll. Can we open more than one scroll box? The clue box refuses to open. You already have a clue. Okay, no problem. Anyway, let's see what our first clue is. Talk to Charlie the Tramp and Varrock. Alright, let's see what he needs. Okay, Charlie, duck. A piece of iron ore. Okay. We might have one in the bank. Let's see. Nope, all out of iron, no problem. 41 mining. We can now mine with rune pickaxes and gilded pickaxes. Gilded pickaxe? That sounds fancy. I got a full inventory of iron ore just to save ourselves the trip later on if we ever need it again. Let's give one to Charlie. Buried beneath the ground, who knows where it's found? Lucky for you, Reldo may have a clue. Yep. We did learn in episode 9 that we can bank the orb for the hot and cold clues, so that saved us a bit of time while doing the clue scrolls. We haven't had to go back to Reldo every time. So let's see if this is in one of the 4 locations we've dug at previously, or if it's somewhere new. Just in case any of you don't know how this thing works, even though I'm sure you all do, but it's essentially just a game of hot and cold. You just keep feeling the device, and then it tells you if it's getting warmer or colder as you're moving around the world, and then you find where to dig. Okay, this thing keeps getting warmer as we move northwest, and we've never dug anywhere up here before, so I think it is a new location. Okay, there it is, visibly shaking. So yes, this is definitely a new spot. We have never had one here before, so just gonna add that to the notes real quick. This is Ice Mountain. Okay, new clue. Let's see what it is. We've gotten this one before. That was the Wizard's Tower, which was in episode 7 of the series. Oh wow, stackable clues have arrived. What a coincidence. As we were walking by here, the town crier decided to yell that out. Thanks, town crier, but we already kind of figured that out. We appreciate it though. Anyway, here's the spot, and we got a casket. We're not going to open this yet. We're going to do this next clue scroll first, and then we'll open both caskets together. Okay, so another hot and cold. No problem. Oh, never mind. I was thinking this was the Draenor Manor one, but it's getting cold now, so maybe it's not. There was one also over here by this cow pen. Maybe that's the one? Or maybe it's a new location, so let's see. Yep. There it is. Always walking around the castle grounds and somehow knows everyone's age. We know this one. I think a lot of our clue scrolls were solved in episode 10 because that was the episode where we were training magic for Dragon Slayer and we ended up getting a whole bunch of clue scrolls from goblins. Here is Hans walking around, if I can just catch up to him. Clue scroll done. Let's go to our clue scroll opening spot that did us well the past couple times. Man, it's been a while since we've done any clue scrolls and I really enjoy them. I'm kind of nervous for opening these caskets, but let's see what we get. Hopefully collection log items. If not collection log items, then maybe some upgrades. Let's see what we get. Yalla, bismillah. First one. Mind runes, leather cowl, oak longbow. Okay, I think that is all khara. No problem. That was our 20-second beginner clue scroll. Okay, last casket, last pack magic. Let's go. Bismillah. A black robe and fire runes. I mean, we'll take runes always, but black robe? I feel like we already have a black robe. I don't know though. We don't have a black robe actually. We have a black wizard hat, but not a black robe. It has the same bonuses as the blue wizard robe, but that's fine. Now we have a choice of wearing black or blue. We will take it. Anyway, now let's get on with 20 crafting. Hopefully these 152 cowhides are sufficient. Let's get a needle and thread and some money. We have to turn these cowhides into leather first before we can make them into armor. And the highest level leather armor we can make at the moment are leather bodies, so that's what we'll do. 17 crafting. Can now craft unholy symbols of Zamorak and Zaretian robes. Okay. 18 crafting. We can now craft leather chaps and silver sickles, and there's more information available from the crafting tutor in Lumbridge Castle. So we will add that to our notes real quick. Once we get done here, we will go talk to the crafting tutor to see what new information he has for us. And now we're going to move on to making leather chaps. Nice. There's an upgrade right there. That is our first ranged armor that we can wear in the leg slot. We've been doing ranged with our leg slot empty. Now we can start wearing these leather chaps. Beautiful. 19 crafting. Can now craft plant pots and magic strings. And there is 20 crafting. We can now cut sapphires and craft sapphire rings. Good to know. You might have to make some jewelry later on because we've never made jewelry before. Well, I think actually we made a gold necklace or a gold ring, one of those two, for a clue scroll, but we've never made any jewelry with gemstones on it, so that'll be new. And with that, crafting's done, and we can cross another skill off of our list. I am a little tempted to knock out fire making and wood cutting because they're pretty close, but I will not. We're gonna move on to our next quest, which is Client of Kourend. Looks like this quest is a sequel to X Marks the Spot, which was a pretty fun quest. It was basically just a treasure hunt. Anyway, I can start this quest by talking to Veos on the Port Piscarilius docks. Port Piscarilius? I've never heard of that. Where is that? Huh? Where's this? What is this? Where am I? Kingdom of Great Kourend. Wait, how do I even get there? I know Veos, but he's in the other port, Port Sarim. Oh wait, he said he can take us to somewhere, to some kingdom. Was it Kourend? Let me check my notes. Yeah, my notes are a little jumbled. I still have some notes over here on this little side panel, and some of them I've moved to a spreadsheet, so, just bear with me. But yeah, here it is. Veos can take us to Great Kourend, northernmost dock in Port Sarim. Okay, perfect. It does not say anything about a combat level recommendation or requirement, so I'm gonna assume there's no combat, but we'll bring like one piece of food just in case, and a sword I guess. Better safe than sorry. Oh, and we might as well take some money too, just in case we need to buy something. Alright, here's Veos. Can we not just start the quest with him over here? Why do I have to talk to him in the other port? Yeah, it doesn't look like we can start the quest with him here, so take us to Great Kourend, please. Kourend is a big place and it can be quite intimidating at first. If you need help, just let me know. Yeah, this place looks absolutely huge. Wow. Our 26th quest, and second quest of the Kourend storyline, Client of Kourend. Veos has a mysterious client who wants to learn more about the 5 cities of the Kingdom of Great Kourend. He's particularly interested in the hierarchy and social organization of the kingdom. Sounds shady, but let's go gather the information this client is asking for. How can I help? Enchanted scroll. My client is interested in the hierarchy and general social organization of Great Kourend. Scroll is special. When written on with a particular type of quill, my client will see what you're writing without anything being seen on the scroll itself. I'm not spying for somebody, am I? Yeah, it does sound a little bit suspicious, but quest is a quest. The general store owners in each city will likely be your best bet. Touching a normal feather onto the paper should synchronize their magical ability to work together. You don't need any ink. Okay, so we need to get a feather first. Is there a bank around here? Yeah, there's a bank up here. I just realized there are probably so many new NPCs over here. Oh god, this is gonna take forever to go through this whole place and add it to our list. Okay, here's a feather. So we use a feather on the scroll. There we go, enchanted quill. Perfect. So we need to talk to the general store owners in each city. I mean, there's a general store here. There is also a general store here. Okay. There's a third general store. A fourth general store. There are a couple general stores down here, actually. Oh, this is Kingdom of Varlamore. Oh, that was in the quest we literally just did right before this one, where the prince threatened to cook that guy that we were interrogating. Yeah, that was interesting. And there is a fifth general store right here. Okay, not too bad. They're not too far apart. Oh yeah, perfect. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. The other question is, how am I going to go about adding the NPCs to this list? Because I guess we'll do it city by city, so let's just run through Porpoise Carillius real quick. Alright, I think we got everybody around here. We got 33 new NPCs added to our list. Let's go talk to the general store owner and get on with this quest. Here she is, Leans. What is it that Porpoise Carillius provides for Kourend? Great fishermen, traders, pirates, all led by our ruthless leader, Shauna Piscarillius. Great short in trading, provide export and fish, okay? Okay, makes sense. That's what you'd expect from a port, is trading, fishing, fishermen, exports, things like that. Okay, what is there to do here? We'll let you stand on our shores and collect the great anglerfish. So we jotted all that down on our enchanted scroll for our spy mission. Let's move on to the next town. Let's go to Hosidius. Let's run through Hosidius real quick and add any NPCs we see onto our list. Well, real quick for you guys. It'll take a while for me, but see you in a bit. Okay, I think we got everybody here. We got 27 new NPCs. Count check also gave us another lamp, so there's that. Oh, and when walking around Hosidius, I did check what the general store sells, and he had a machete, which we haven't seen before, so I added that to our notes. And he just sells it for 50 coins, so if we ever need one, we know where to get it. And I did find some snape grass on this peninsula over here in Hosidius. It was all the way up here at the top, and there were a whole bunch of hobgoblins attacking me, but there was a whole bunch of snape grass on the ground compared to the other place where we found it previously in Falador. Over here, there were only a couple on the ground, so it looks like snape grass likes growing on peninsulas for some reason. So if we ever need snape grass again, I guess we'll come to this location in Hosidius, because it is closer to a bank. Seems like a better spot. Anyway, let's talk to the Hosidius general store owner and get on with this quest. Horace, what you got? What is it that Hosidius provides for Great Kourend? Filled with keen and skilled farmers alike, led by the incredibly efficient Kandor Hosidius. Our fields stretch as far as the eye can see. Yeah, when we were walking around Hosidius getting all the NPCs, I did see a bunch of cabbage and grain and potatoes, onions, things like that. So if we ever need anything farming related, it seems like this would be the place to go. What is there to do in Hosidius? Personal kitchen and farming patches are lovely. The real gems are the vinery and tithe farm. You jot down the information about Hosidius in our enchanted scroll. I appreciate you, buddy. Oh, also, I did notice some stalls over here that I noted the location of. I mean, this herb stall and seed stall, it doesn't look like we can steal from it. Utensil stall. There is this baker stall here, so I noted the location of that one down because we found one in Ardougne, but now we know there's one over here also. And there's a fruit stall here. And there were fruit stalls in another house over here to the east, but we cannot thieve from those yet. I just noted down the location because I did notice that stalls aren't really marked on the map. So whenever I do come across those stalls, I just make sure to jot them down. Alright, let's head over to our next general store in the city of... I don't know how to pronounce this. Is it Arceus? Like the Pokemon? Well, also I know some people with the Pokemon, they say that it's Arceus or Arceus or whatever. But I think in the movie they were saying Arceus. I think. I don't really remember. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, until someone corrects me, I will name this city Arceus. We encountered 3 new NPCs on our way to Arceus, so gonna add those to our list. And now that I really think about it, I'm not really sure if it's Arceus. It might be... You know what? I'm just gonna call it A-Town. Let's just go with A-Town since I'm not really sure about the pronunciation. And I don't want to sound stupid. Alright, we've arrived in A-Town, and it looks pretty interesting. Let's just go through real quick and get any NPCs on here. It doesn't look to be that big of a city, so it shouldn't take too long. I think we got everybody. We got 24 new NPCs there. And it is interesting that the magic shop and the general store both sell runes. And the general store actually had... One second. It has blood runes and soul runes, which I haven't seen. So added that to our notes. So if we ever need them, we know where to get them. Because the rune crafting level for those 2 runes is pretty high. So if we need them, it might be easier to just buy them. How much are they actually? Oh, wow. Okay, those are pretty expensive, but, I mean, if we need them, they're here. And also an interesting thing that I came across over here was a dark altar, somewhere over here in this purple area, maybe this square. Oh, It literally says it right there. Wow, okay. Anyway, also there was a blood altar somewhere here, I think. Yeah, in between the red. And there was a soul altar here in the blue spot. Probably. I think it was towards the end of it. But anyway, yeah, I thought that was interesting. Oh, and here, in this mining site, there were a bunch of people there mining something called, like, dense stone or something. I don't really remember. So, yeah. Interesting stuff. Oh, and we also got a maze random event that gave us a couple of iron arrows and steel arrows, some water runes, a strength potion, and then almost 2,300 coins. Not bad. Anyway, let's talk to this person. What exactly is it that people of this town bring to Kourend? Filled with literary and magical scholars, led by the great Trobin Arceus, and the crafting of runic energy, focusing on the expansion of knowledge within Great Kourend. Okay, what is there to do here? Our library is something to behold, and the power of the Dark Altar. Through its power, we have great knowledge of life and death. This knowledge could be yours as well. Sure. Your quill and scroll glow, causing a seething pain to run through your hand and arm. What? What's the matter, journalist? Yeah, anyway, continue. I don't know what that was about. The sharing of our magical research is but child's play compared to the knowledge of blood and soul rune crafting. I didn't really enjoy runecrafting very much, but sure, thanks. You jot down all the information. Perfect. Perhaps be more careful with how you hold your scroll in the future. Hold my scroll? You mean my quill? Anyway, next let's head over to the general store of... Great, another city that I can't even guess how to pronounce this. Lovakenj? I'm not sure. Oh, and I just realized I don't think we ever spoke to the crafting tutor. While we were training crafting, it said the tutor had new information for us, but I don't think we ever went. So we will do that after getting done with this quest. I'll just add a reminder. Found a new NPC on the way to Lovakenj. Alright, here we are, and we will call it Lava Town for now until I can figure out how to pronounce it. So let's just run around Lava Town real quick and add all the NPCs to our list. Alright, got that done. We got 13 new NPCs added to our list. The number does seem kind of small, but I don't think we missed anybody. The majority of the people around here were just generic dwarves, like without a name or anything, so I think we're okay. Anyway, let's talk to the general store owner, Monty. What is it that you provide for Great Kourend? Incredibly skilled blacksmiths under the leadership of Volcana, finest blacksmiths in the land. Armors, weaponry, tools, and structures. What is there to do here? Creating dynamite and mining in the sulfur mine isn't a pretty job, but someone has to do it. We also make the armor worn by the very soldiers of the HCIM army, not to mention the blast mine. The rewards able to be reaped in our city are nothing to be scoffed at. Okay, you jot all the information down. Perfect. And yeah, speaking of dynamite, I actually did put that in our notes because there was a shop over here. Where'd it go? This one? No, this one. This mining shop over here sold dynamite. That's interesting. You can see right here it cost 584 coins. I don't know what we would need dynamite for, but we added that to our notes in case we ever need to blow some things up. Okay, our last one is HCIM, which is just south of where we are, and the general store is right here. Alright, here we are. Well, technically we're in the encampment and the actual city is down here. But let's just go through everybody in the encampment and down here real quick, get all those NPCs added, and then we'll talk to the general store owner. Let's go. Oh, whoa. This sword shop in HCIM has a huge assortment of weapons. What is this? Wow. Okay, noted. And I don't really remember off the top of my head, but it looks like this archery shop has a bunch of more bows and arrows than the archery shop in Varrock, so also noted. Anyway, I think we got everybody here now. We added 34 new NPCs to our list. My favorite NPC names that we saw in HCIM while walking around were the nurses that we saw, which were Nurse Wound, Nurse Injury, and Nurse Boo Boo. But yeah, anyway. I also found this old note on the floor, over here, I think? Somewhere around here. It just says, "It's for me, spines." I don't know what that means. I don't know what this note is for. We're gonna put it in the bank though, just in case we need it. I really don't know what it is. We also found orange dye on the ground in this clothes shop. Noted the location of that and just picked it up just because. And then we also got a genie random event which gave us yet another lamp. And we have so many lamps now. For those of you that don't remember why we're holding on to the lamps, I promised that I would not use the lamps on any skill until we got a chance to try all of the skills, including the members ones. So once we've tried all the skills, we'll decide which skill to use the lamps on. So far, the front runner is definitely runecrafting by far. No other skill even comes close to being as annoying as runecrafting so far. But once we try all the member skills, then we will use these lamps and free up all this inventory space. Oh, and the general store here actually sells something called a field ration. I don't know what that is, but also added it to the notes. And the pub sells a drink called a lizard kicker. Also added it to the notes. Anyway, let's talk to Jennifer. What is it that HCIM provides for Great Kourend? This place is filled with officers and the like, led by our leader, Shiro HCIM. He ensures ultimate justice and safety for the entirety of Great Kourend. Our soldiers fight off the constant threat of lizard men, while our highly trained medics heal them from the battle. What is there to do here? Can help out our soldiers and tackle some organized crime. As you jot down the final information on HCIM, you hear a mysterious whisper in your ear, return to Veos. Thank you. Okay, return to Veos. Let's do it. While speaking with the Arceus store owner, the Dark Altar was mentioned. The mention of this caused the enchanted quill to glow and damage my hand. Oh, I didn't even notice that it was related to when the Dark Altar was mentioned. I just thought it was something random. Okay, interesting. But anyway, we learned a lot, and this kingdom looks like it has a whole bunch of stuff going on. HCIM is basically the military site. That's where all the soldiers are fighting lizard men and stuff like that. Lovakenge, or Lava Town, is where all the smiths are. They make the armor for the soldiers, and they do all kinds of other blacksmithing related things. Arceus, or Arceus, they have a lot of knowledge about the Dark Altar and just all kinds of other weird things related to souls and blood and stuff like that. Port Piscarilius was just the fishing site and the port for all their major exports and things like that. And Hosidius is where all the farms and all the food basically is produced for all of Kourend. I think I got all that. Pretty interesting. We'll keep all that in mind. Wait a second, hold on. Before we run all the way over there, I just realized something. When we were exploring each of the cities and adding all the NPCs to our list, there were some NPCs at these little transportation icons, like this one over here, and this one here in Lovakenge. There was this one here near Hosidius. And I added those NPCs to the list, but I didn't think to actually maybe utilize the transportation. Every single one of them seemed like they had this little minecart behind them, so I'm guessing maybe that means we can go from one to the other through this minecart system. I don't know if it's something we have access to yet, but let's go ahead and give it a shot, because that would have saved us a lot of walking, and it'll save us now from the trip all the way back to Veos in Port Piscarilius. Can I go for a ride? Wait, no way. Okay, that is actually awesome. We could go to all of these places. That would have saved us a ton of walking. Oh, it does cost money, 20 coins. That's fine, we have 6,300 coins. We are rich. So yeah, let's use this. We need to go to Port Piscarilius to talk to Veos, so let's try this. And just like that, we're already here. Wow, I wish I would have tried that before, but whatever. We saved a little bit of money by not using it, I guess. Here's Veos. Let's let him know we completed our little spy mission. I could hear a voice in my head as if it whispered in my ear to return to you. Let me take those items off your hands. Yeah, go ahead. I wasn't told my mind would be entered, and what about the possibility of severely damaging my hand? If it makes you feel any better, my client sends their apologies. Something you said provoked emotion. The Dark Altar. My client is pleased you found such information. Would you be willing to do one last thing for them? Yeah, I don't think we have a choice, really. Take this orb. You must activate it beside the Dark Altar north of Arceus. Okay, I guess we're not done. We have one more shady thing we need to do. This mysterious orb near the Dark Altar, which we already found actually over here in the purple. Let's use this beautiful minecart system that we found. Thank you, sir. Quick and easy. Oh, and that's actually a new NPC. I must have missed him when we were running around this city getting all the NPCs and just discovering everything. So let's get him added real quick. We are right next to the Dark Altar, so let's go ahead and activate this mysterious orb. The orb shatters after being held in the air. You hear a whisper, return to Veos. My thanks. You're welcome. Let's talk to Veos again, let him know we're done. Enough is enough. Exploding orbs and burning quills. Bald Habibi, what are you talking about? Don't act stupid, buddy. I haven't spoken with you since bringing you to Kourend. Huh? Are you alright? I did all that your client asked of me. Oh, his eyes are red now. Okay, so this is his client speaking. You have done well. For that, you have my thanks. Who are you, bro? As for who I am, that's of no importance. Sometimes it's better to remain unaware. Don't worry, I'll make sure he rewards you. After all, you've been very useful to me. I have a feeling we just did something bad. There we go. Quest number 26 complete. We got a quest point, 2 antique lamps. Oh god, more lamps. Kourend Castle Teleport. And this person's memoirs. Here's 2 more lamps to add to our collection. Our inventory is going to be full very soon. And we got a Kourend Castle Teleport. Is that a spell? Yeah, here it is. 48 magic. Wow, okay. And we got these memoirs. What do we do with this? Reminisce. The memoirs hold no charge. What do you mean? Check. 0 out of 0 memories remain. What? Read? Can we read this? A gift for Rose. If it pleases you, my dear child, would you record our future outings? For someday you will be queen over this great land. This entry's missing. This entry's also missing. So is this one. And so is this one. And so is this one. So there are 5 entries missing. So I guess that's what it means by, no charge. Oh, we can wield it too. Sure. Huh, interesting. When we hover over the reminisce option, it has the names of all of the entries that were missing from the memoirs. Let's just click on one. No charge. So I guess once we find this missing entries, we can do something with this book. Anyway, let's just throw all this in the bank and get on with our next quest.